Southeastern Nigeria is draped in a dense, vibrant canopy of tropical green. But fly across this landscape, and the earth suddenly gives way. This is the Agulu-Nanka Gully system. It is a massive, jagged scar of sheer red cliffs that stretches hundreds of feet into the earth. A ravine of this size looks like a permanent geological fixture, something carved slowly by ancient rivers over millions of years. But the ground here is actually locked in a rapid state of collapse. The edges of these cliffs are highly active. Heavy land masses are constantly shearing off, creeping closer to paved transport routes and rural buildings with every passing month. The land is literally tearing itself apart in real time. To understand why it's happening so fast, we have to look beneath the topsoil. The trigger for this destruction falls from the sky. This region experiences intense, highly concentrated tropical rainfall, dumping immense volumes of surface water onto the terrain in short bursts. That water meets a geological profile uniquely unsuited to handle it. The earth here is highly friable. That means the deep layers of sandy soil lack structural cohesion. The particles don't bind tightly together and crumble easily under pressure. When millions of gallons of surface runoff channel into a single point, the sheer volume punches through the thin topsoil. These concentrated streams drill vertical trenches straight into the loose sand below. This creates a tunneling effect. The water hollows out the loose sand at the base. Without that foundation, the heavier, intact earth resting above it shears off and collapses into the void. This grid of photographs documents active erosion sites across the region. It shows a clear pattern. Structural failures are erupting simultaneously in multiple adjacent areas. The architecture of the earth in southeastern Nigeria cannot survive its own water cycle. Yet for centuries the terrain survived. These massive chasms began as minor rifts in the landscape. The stability was held in place by dense forests. Deep root systems acted as a subterranean net, binding the loose, friable soil together. But as agricultural expansion and logging stripped the trees away, that living net was destroyed. Without those roots, the rate of decay compounded. Every rainy season carved deeper trenches, which collected even more runoff the following year, accelerating the erosion exponentially decade after decade. Eventually, the runoff outpaced the land's capacity entirely. Localized ravines expanded outward and swallowed the land bridges between them, merging into vast, interconnected networks of empty space. Agulu-Nanka is a chain reaction. The wider the gully grows, the faster it consumes everything on its edges. Those edges are populated. Traditional living structures and carefully terraced agricultural plots sit directly in the path of the expanding ravines. This attrition is permanent. Once the land is gone, the geography itself has changed. Entire multi-generational farm plots are swallowed overnight, forcing families to abandon homes on the precipice as local roads are physically severed. Compare this local reality to the national agenda. This wiki overview outlines the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, a 700-kilometer, multi-billion-dollar infrastructure project designed to physically connect the country's economic hubs. The government is committing immense capital to these macro-engineering projects, pouring concrete highways across hundreds of miles of coastline. But that top-down economic progress faces a stark contradiction on the ground. The regional foundations required to support a connected nation are literally dissolving. The Agulu-Nanka Gully shows what happens when development strips away natural defenses, leaving weak soil entirely exposed to violent weather. The decay is operating on a compound curve. If systemic earth stabilization efforts and water rerouting don't outpace the erosion, the gully will permanently consume what is left of the region's infrastructure. Human ambition can engineer a continent, but billions of dollars in concrete mean nothing if the ground beneath it refuses to hold.